Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida at gmail.com. If you have any interest in real estate in the Villages, want to know what your house is worth, or you'd like an opinion as to what to offer on a house that interests you, please contact me. I'll be happy to help. Two things to keep in mind. First, make sure you check the date of the show. We produce it every Monday. Make sure you're getting the most current information. Secondly, all of this information is drawn from the multiple listing service. It does not include any properties that are listed on the village's own internal listing service, the VLS. This week, we're going to start with something new, which is the number of homes that have had a decrease over the last 7 days. This week, the number is 34 homes, and the decrease is a median of 5.34% from the original listing price. We're going to start this week by highlighting how confused the market is. This is the National Association of Realtors forecast for next year. Maybe you'll find this headline to be more illuminating than I did, but it's amusing nonetheless. So let's begin by taking a look at what's happening with listings here in the villages. We can see that this week there are 263 listings, and they range in price from almost $150,000 to just under $2 million. This is the highest number of listings that we've seen since we started doing the show earlier in the year. If we take a closer look at those listings, we can see into which price segments they fall. This week, in the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 price range, there are 168 listings. Last week, there were 164. The week prior, 159. The week prior, 157, and the week prior, 144. Number of listings continues to increase. This graph shows us the median listing price per square foot for all listings, currently $268.87, up very slightly from the $268.77 last week. We are still at the lower end of the range here. Here we can see the median time on the market for all listings, currently 46 days, still up dramatically from what we saw earlier in the year. This is the highest number of days we've seen since we started doing the show. And looking at this graph, it's clear that it's taking longer and longer to sell homes here. Here we can see information on properties that sold over the last 7 days. 18 properties closed. They ranged in price from $240,000 to $990,000. And sales activity, based on this graph at least, certainly shows that the downtrend may be continuing. This is a closer look at the properties that sold by price segment. In the most active price segment, 10 properties in the $300,000 to $500,000 range closed over the last 7 days. Previous 7 days saw 14. Previous week saw only 5. The week prior to that, 18, and the week prior to that, 18. This is a look at the price per square foot realized on homes that closed over the last 7 days. The median price per square foot was $239. This is the lowest that we've seen since we started doing the show, and the trend towards lower prices per square foot does seem to still be intact. Here we can see how long the properties that closed over the last 7 days were on the market. The median time was 19.5 days. Here's a look at new listings and pending sales over the last 7 days. We saw 22 new listings and 18 homes went pending. The blue bar is the new listings and the orange bar is the number of homes that went pending. Activity certainly was slowing last week. Here's another look at the 22 properties that were newly listed over the last 7 days. They ranged in price from $225,000 to $1,400,000. In the most active price segment over the last 7 days, the $300,000 to $500,000 price range, we saw 14 new listings. Previous 7 days saw 22, previous 16, 7 days prior to that 23, and the 7 days prior to that 17. Here we can take another look at the homes that went pending over the last 7 days. The median price per square foot was $253.77. Certainly not as low as last week. It is good news that this is a higher price per square foot than we saw in the previous 7 days. This graph shows us how long these homes that went pending were on the market. The median time was 20.5 days. Here again, we see an improvement from the last 2 weeks. This graph shows us the price change from the original list price for the homes that went pending. The median change was a decrease of almost 8%. Not as bad as we saw 2 weeks ago, but still the trend does seem to be for lower prices. As always, we end by looking at what percentage of homes have had a price decrease. Currently, of all listings on the MLS, almost 54% have had a decrease from their original listing price. And the last item we cover is what the percentage decrease is. This is the median change for all listings, a decrease of almost 5% from the original listing price, still hovering at the higher end of the range. So that concludes this week's look at the Villages real estate market. Once again, if you have any questions about real estate in the Villages, you'd like to know what a house is worth, or you'd like to be placed on a mailing list to be notified when houses that might interest you hit the market, please contact me at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you. Take care.